Boys, I hope you're all well. I got around and met a couple of you on Monday, and obviously as the pre-season progresses, looking forward to getting around and getting to know you all. I just wanted to send a quick video just with a couple of things. So firstly, coming from me each week will be a P&W tip. So a performance wellbeing tip directly linked to our physical, mental and emotional well-being, obviously, and obviously in aiding of our football. Okay, so that's something that I just wanted to sort of raise initially. The intent of this video, however, many hands have gone up in regards to those guys who want to get started with their pre-Christmas running conditioning program, okay, which I believe is absolutely fantastic for you to do, especially if you want to really set your body up for success for 220. I'm just going to step through the two sessions. You've got the documents to support these sessions. If there's any concerns, just make sure you email me at dean@melbournecorporatehealth.com.au or call me on 0438 834 003 or message me on Facebook. So the first session is the Balat training session. Okay, now before I go into the detail, what you need to do, as I've already indicated, you must do a 6-minute time trial after some sort of warm-up. I recommend in regards to the warm-ups, okay, do the same sort of warm-up that we've done in the first week's Monday and Wednesday session. Keep it really simple. Even at worst, you go for a 5-minute jog. Okay, then you do your hip extensions. Remember the hip extension, you'll see the image. You'll see the image on the document. So it's when your hips are down, your hips are coming up. And then when you're lying on your side and doing your abductions, side on. Okay, basically you're doing 2 sets of 5. Okay, for both those exercises, which helps get those glutes and abductors, your hip muscles all set and ready to go. You know, you can do some of your stride throughs, some of your leg overs, some of your side to side, some of your knee hugs. All that sort of stuff is going to make a big difference. You know, and obviously assist in regards to reducing the likelihood of injury. Okay, then you push on after you've maybe done a couple of run throughs, push on into your 6-minute time trial. So it's 6-minute time trial for distance. You're trying to cover as much distance as you possibly can for 6 minutes. That time then goes onto our sort of Grubbers, Ocean Grove, Balat testing sheet, and you'll see a copy of that right now. I think that you've got 3 or 4 boys there. So do that, okay, then obviously do some static stretching to finish off. The Balat training session, once we've done that, from the Balat training session, it's really simple. I can then give you the specific distances that I want you to complete within 60 seconds. Okay, specific distances that I want you to complete within 60 seconds. Now, and then basically as part of the recovery, you recover for half the amount of distance. So if your target was 300 meters within 60 seconds, okay, you then do a slow jog recovery for 150. Now, there's a method to the madness with this training program, and I'm not going to go into any detail, but let me just tell you this: it is designed for your top end aerobic fitness, specifically linked to football. Okay, specifically linked to football. Yes. So make sure you stick to how many repeats I ask you to do in that first week, right, or in that second week, in that third week, in that fourth week. It does progressively get a little bit more progressed. Okay, as the weeks progress. All right, so make sure you stick to the loadings there. All right. In regards to, I'll talk about the intensity in a second. In regards to the second training session, which is called the ASD, okay, it's basically an acceleration, steady state, deceleration run. All right, really simple. You just measure out, step out, put your jumpers, t-shirts down, or whatever you want to do. 30 meters, 30 meters, 30 meters, and all you do, right? If I've asked you to work at a certain intensity, which I said I'll talk to you about in a second, you accelerate for 30 meters, you go at steady state, so you hold that pace for 30 meters, you then decelerate for 30 meters, then you do a very, very slow jog on the way back. Okay, and there's actually 2 efforts. Now on the way back, can I say one thing? Good to do that offset running. Okay, that sort of zigzag running as you return back at very low intensity. Okay, so up and back, so up doing 30, 30, 30, on the way back doing your offset running, okay, is actually 2 efforts. And I think the first effort for your first week, depending on when you're starting, is 8 efforts. Okay, all right, now, I hope that makes sense. In regards to intensity, okay, I said on Monday at our first training session that we want to work on what's called the traffic light system. We could also work on rating perceived exertion if you're not using heart rate and you haven't got your pace settings and lots of stuff. The traffic light system is really, really simple. you've got your red light, which is from stationary to 50%. You've got your burnt orange light, which is from sort of 55% to 75%. Then you've got your green light, which is your go light, which from 75, 80 to 100%, which is flat out, obviously. In regards to these training sessions, you'll see you can also use rating of perceived exertion. So 5 out of 10, 0 to 5 out of 10, it's sort of somewhat stationary. You can easily have a conversation. From 5 to 7 out, from sort of 5.5 to 7.5 out of 10, slight raise, very slight raise in your respiration, maybe a slight sweat. You can still maintain a conversation. You've got a good talk testing going. Soon as you start pushing what we call go light, green light at 75, 80%, your breathing becomes laboured. At 90%, you're out of breath. At 100%, it's absolutely flat knacker, absolutely flat out. So please, guys, stick to the intensity that I asked you in regards to either perceived exertion or just think about that traffic light system. Okay. Make sure you do that progressively in order. That would be ideal, because there is the method towards that continuous progression over time. All right, we don't want to be loading you guys up too much. Stick to the intensities. If you have, stick to the intensity, stick to the reps that I've asked you to do. Do your warm up. All right, even if you spend 5 to 6 minutes, okay, think and focus solely on the training session. Don't be distracted by your phone and all that sort of stuff, okay? We want to make sure that we want you to get the most out of the session. Be very mindful of your training, okay? It'll help with injury prevention as well, okay? And you'll get the most out of the training session, okay? So if you have any questions about these 2 training sessions, okay? If you have any questions about the fitness testing, if you have any questions about the 2 support documents that I've got in this message, just make sure you either call me on 0438 834 003, email me if you want to, dean@melbournecorporatehealth.com.au, or message me on Facebook. If some of you guys want to get together and do these sessions together, that's something that I would really, really promote. If I have the time, I actually might run some of these sessions, just depending on availability with work and my family. Guys, as I said, I'm supremely excited to adding as much value as I possibly can to the team, to you, both from the physical, mental and emotional wellbeing space. Any questions, make sure you reach out. Take care, and I will speak to you soon. See ya. Bye.